Psalm 23 verses 1 to 4. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. Introduction. The shepherd who never fails. Life can often feel like an unpredictable journey, full of highs and lows. In times of uncertainty, fear, or difficulty, Psalm 23 verses 1 to 4 reminds us of an unshakable truth. God is our shepherd, and he provides, protects, and leads us with love. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. These words, written by King David, illustrate God's deep care and constant presence in the lives of his people. Today we will explore the meaning and significance of this beloved psalm, a real-life story of someone who experienced God's provision and peace, biblical examples of God's guidance as the Good Shepherd, a powerful parable illustrating the shepherd's care. Practical ways to trust God's leading in our lives. Story number 1. A lost man who found his way. Mark had always been independent. He prided himself on making his own decisions and never asking for help. But when life took an unexpected turn, a job loss, financial struggles, and a broken relationship, he felt lost. Anxiety took over, and he didn't know where to turn. One night, overwhelmed with worry, Mark opened his Bible and came across Psalm 23. The words, "The Lord is my shepherd," stood out to him. He realized that, for so long, he had been trying to lead his own life without trusting in God's direction. For the first time in years, Mark prayed with sincerity. He asked God to guide him. Slowly, doors began to open. A friend helped him find a new job, he reconciled with loved ones, and he discovered peace that didn't depend on circumstances. Mark's story teaches us, God never abandons those who seek him. Even in our darkest valleys, he is still guiding us. Trusting in God's provision leads to peace and restoration. What does this psalm teach us? 1. God provides for every need. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. Just as a shepherd cares for his sheep, God ensures we are never without what we truly need. Trusting him means believing that he will always provide in the right time and way. 2. God leads us to rest and renewal. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. Life is busy and overwhelming, but God calls us to rest in him. True peace comes when we let him lead us beside still waters. 3. God guides us in the right path. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. When we trust God's direction, he keeps us on the right path, even when we don't understand the journey. 4. God is with us in every dark valley. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Hardships are inevitable, but we do not walk through them alone. His rod and staff, symbols of protection and guidance, comfort and strengthen us. Biblical examples of God's shepherding care. 1. God led Israel through the wilderness. The Israelites wandered in the desert for 40 years, yet God provided manna, water, and guidance. Exodus 16 verse 4, Numbers 20:11. Lesson. Even when we don't see the destination, God leads and provides for every step. 2. Jesus, the Good Shepherd. Jesus described himself as the Good Shepherd who lays down his life for his sheep. John 10 verse 11. Lesson. God's love for us is so deep that he was willing to give his life to bring us back to him. 3. The parable of the lost sheep. Jesus told the story of a shepherd who left 99 sheep to find the one that was lost. Luke 15 verses 4 to 7. Lesson. No matter how far we stray, God always seeks us and welcomes us back. Parable. The sheep who wandered. A young sheep loved to explore. One day, it wandered far from the flock, chasing butterflies and climbing rocky hills. When night fell, the sheep realized it was lost. Fear crept in as darkness surrounded it. Then, in the distance, a familiar voice called. The shepherd had left the other sheep to find and rescue the lost one. He gently lifted the sheep and carried it back to safety. Lesson. We may stray, but God always comes looking for us. His love never fails. How to follow the Good Shepherd in our lives. 1. Surrender control and let God lead. Stop striving on your own and trust that God's plans are better than yours. 2. Spend time in God's Word. The Bible is our map for life. The more we read it, the clearer God's guidance becomes. 3. Pray for his direction. Ask God to show you his path daily, just as a sheep listens for its shepherd's voice. For rest in his promises. When life feels overwhelming, remember, God's past faithfulness guarantees his future provision. 5. Trust him in dark valleys. Even when circumstances seem uncertain, God is always near, guiding and protecting you. Have you ever experienced God's provision and guidance in your life? Share your testimony in the comments. Subscribe for more powerful Bible insights. Turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.